inside, and we are on the concept of giraffe ears, taken from Nonviolent Communication System of Training. And the slogan to remember is that all we're ever saying is please and thank you. All we're ever saying is please and thank you. So we worked our praise protocol, which is like how you say thank you to someone else. Then yesterday we introduced this concept and we worked on hearing thank yous. Why? Well, because your brain works best when it's not under pressure. It's not receiving criticism. It's not being, in a stressful situation. Your brain works really well when it's being praised, when it's being held up, when it's being lifted up. We can learn new things extremely rapidly when we're in that state. So we're working with this material that could be challenging, complicated, but we're trying to do it in the best brain state possible. So now we're going to move into the more challenging stuff, but we're going to do it in a way that hopefully is warming your brain up to these ideas in situations that are relatively safe. So we've already resourced ourselves through all this stuff, and please keep up those practices. The self-care through self-compassion kata will bring that back next month. But for now, taking any of those resourcing practices and starting to put them into your repertoire. Okay, so now what I want you to do is to hear the please, which again, usually comes across as a projection, as a demand, as a prophecy, as a catastrophizing statement, all of these. And I want you to pick something that doesn't trigger you, that you see someone doing a rant on the internet. Pick something that doesn't trigger you, right? Because we want our brains to be in a decent state for learning, and find somebody on the internet going into their rant, right? If you have a social media account, this is really easy to do because you just scroll through and they'll be going off about something. And well, how do you notice it's a rant? Because usually it's about how others are and what they should be doing. And it's usually not about, here's a very specific thing I've observed. When observing that, I felt like this because I need this, right? No, it's a rant. You know what I mean. Put in the comments under here if you don't know what I mean, or if you do know what I mean. So you're going to find an internet rant, and then I want you, not to them, unless they're like your best friend or something like that and ready for this. But if it's a stranger, just in your mind or in your journal, just try to hear, okay, what is it that they're observing, right? There's likely a specific incident. I saw a person merge without using a turn signal earlier, okay? What they might say instead is, the drivers out there are crazy, right? This is a projection, it's an evaluation, it's a diagnosis of the sanity of all drivers as a whole. These are broad sweeping statements with diagnostic statements in there. So they're not observations. What would be the observation? Oh, I saw 3 drivers today merging without using their turn signal. Then how are they feeling about that? So what they probably said was, I just can't believe people. I've lost all my faith in humanity. Okay, so they're feeling, and look at those lists now. Now we're going to start. So we've been starting up slow, but look at those lists that are attached. They might be feeling hopeless. They might be feeling crestfallen. They might be feeling despair. They might be feeling empty. I don't have a list in front of me, but I would guess some days when I see too many people not using their turn signal, I feel empty inside. Okay, so these are all emotions. All the emotions are valid. And so we're going to translate in our mind, just using that kind of strict nonviolent communication protocol. Observations, feelings, needs, and requests will sometimes be involved in these games. We're going to use that to help train us, and we're going to imagine the I statement that they're actually making. They're pointing the finger outward and trying to share their heart. And then what do we usually get when we do a rant? Usually we get everybody else's opinions back, and opinions do not equal empathy. Presence heals. Opinions don't actually heal. Agreeing opinions might rile us up further. Disagreeing opinions really rile me up. What we're longing for, this theory goes, I propose to you, tell me if this has been true in your experience. What we're longing for is empathy, connection, compassion, feeling our underlying unity. So the way to get that is actually to use these kind of I statements. When you state your observations, feelings, needs, and requests, and a person is at all in an open state, you get the empathy you're looking for. And the cool thing is, even before you get it from another, you actually get it from yourself. You can provide presence for yourself. Problem is, we can't provide presence for our rants. We can only actually provide presence for the living energies in our body, which are our real emotions, not our projections or evaluations, our real emotions, for our real needs, not our strategies masquerading as needs, for our real observations. We can come down with, oh, that's how it is. But we have to withdraw ourselves from our future predictions and our catastrophizing and our replays of the past and all of our cognitive filters and our diagnosis of people. Then we can actually apply presence, and presence heals. So they're doing the rant. You go, okay, what is it that happened? And you just try to, it's like sentence diagramming in elementary school, but hopefully a little more fun than that. What's the observation here? Oh yeah, it's the turn signal thing. Well, what did they feel? If they feel hopeless, someone else won't feel hopeless, right? So you're trying to intuit their emotions or glean from what they said and make it an I statement. Another person might feel frustrated or enraged. Okay, emotions, they're all valid. And then what are the needs? What are the values that are important to them that were unmet in that moment? So person crosses into my lane without a turn signal, my value for safety is immediately stimulated, right? But also fairness, mutuality, like community, common humanity, ease, relaxation. Like someone might cut you off in traffic, and then the rest of the day, like if your adrenals got set wrong, I don't know, what is it? You don't have enough magnesium or whatever, then the rest of the day you can't relax. They just kind of ruined your energy for the rest of the day. That is a bummer. So you want to feel into those. What are the feelings? What are the observations? What are the feelings? What are the needs? And then start to listen. Is there a request there? Is there a request there? Then you've got something actually actionable. And this is a powerful application of giraffe ears, because instead of, sitting there being triggered about people expressing important things, expressing their heart in ways we can't hear, we actually tune up the translator and learn to hear them. And then all of a sudden we can act on, we could choose to participate in the expression of another's values. And this is, I think this is what life is all about. So we are going to learn to practice giraffe ears with please, but not please that applies to us. So what I want you to do is something that maybe doesn't apply to you. Someone's just having a rant. They're making a bunch of you statements. They're making a bunch of projections. And then just work on your translator. Build that internal universal translator and hear, what's the observation? What's the feeling? What's the need being expressed? And then bonus extra credit points if, is there a request in there? Sometimes they're not, right? Sometimes like if your partner comes home, they just need to be heard. This is what I felt. This is what I valued. They're not asking for anything. They're not asking for advice. They're not asking for behavior change. Once you've done empathy first, that presence actually heals it, because we just need to tap back into that root of our connection. Sometimes we can't generate presence for ourselves. That's why we need an empathy buddy to generate for us. So if you train these giraffe ears, this advanced technology of interpersonal relating, you are training this technology that allows us to bring that balm to one another, to ourselves and others, that much more quickly.